Hey guys, my name is Ludia Mong'are and welcome to another episode of the Freelancers Mic where we have conversations with creatives. It's all about you getting the mic and sharing your experiences. If you enjoy it, hit follow so you don't miss the next episode. Our guest is Dr. Chaz Austin. He's not just a coach. He is the coach when it comes to self-marketing in today's freelance space. He is a leadership coach, a LinkedIn learning author, and a TEDx speaker. But the most important thing is he's someone who knows how to help people like you position yourself as the go-to person in your field. So Dr. Jazz is here to teach us how to move from being just another freelancer to being the top choice for clients in the gig economy. So it doesn't matter if you're starting out or you're looking to improve your skills, the conversation is all for you. So get your book and let's get started. So Dr. Jazz, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm in Los Angeles. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's a nice sunny day here, and I'm fine. Thank you, and thank you very much for reaching out to me through LinkedIn so that we could do this together, and I can be a contribution to the people in your audience who are listening to this podcast.
Awesome. So before we get into the topic of today, maybe you can introduce yourself to the audience that is listening so they can get to know you better. Who is Dr. Jazz?
You did an excellent job, by the way, of introducing me. Let me see if I can fill in some blanks. I've been working in the career area for about 20 years as a college professor and as a coach one-on-one to people actually all over the world. And what I specialize in is having my clients and my students understand the changing nature of the workforce. The traditional idea of being loyal to a company and working for them for many, many years and being rewarded for that loyalty it's going away. And people, it's very shocking and upsetting for people. They have to adjust their thinking and their behaviors to this new kind of workplace, which is called the gig economy, which is you cannot count on one employer to take care of you, no matter how loyal you are, that you're basically on your own as your own business. You are a freelancer and you want to start thinking yourself as your own business. What is it you offer and who's your audience? So when I work with students and clients, it's a matter of defining, articulating, and then selling your personal brand. Who would pay for the skills that you have in your particular industry? And this is now presumably a lifelong quest that people have to learn how to do this. They don't have to like it, but this is a new skill. Like we learned how to use smartphones and we learned how to use Zoom and we can learn how to, do self-marketing. You don't have to like it, but it's the new way to find work. And instead of being dependent on one client, so to speak, your boss at your job, you have multiple income streams from different clients, and you're always working and you're always earning money.
Thank you so much. I think you've already answered the first question, which was about
Oh,
yeah, what does self-marketing mean? And why is it very important when it comes to becoming successful in the gig economy?
so what's important? Let's say you're a client of mine, okay? What is it you want to do with your career, separate from working for a company? Yes, because that's, as I said, going away. What is it you want to do? Is it monetizable? Yes. Can you make money out of it? You may enjoy knitting. Yes, but no one's going to pay you for that. Yes. So we have to find something that's monetizable that you're passionate about. Yes. So that's the first step. And the second step is realizing, and people are very resistant to this, you are essentially your own business and your own brand. What's your brand? I'm not a brand, I just want a job. Well, the jobs aren't there. So we have to start to define that brand. What makes you special? There are many other people who can do what you do, but no one can do it in the exact way you can do. No one brings the different attributes and the different talents and skills to the table that you do. Everyone is their own unique brand. So you have to start exploring that. Yes. And so once you do that, once you have a sense of what your brand is and you know how to articulate it, like if someone meets you, Ludia, what do you do? I do ba 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 ba. Okay, I got it. I'm very clear. So we work on your soundbite and your bio. They're all tied together. So the next step is that you're now interfacing with, whether in person or online, the people who can pay you for what you want to, for what you do and what you want to do. Yes, in that particular industry. So you're constantly self-marketing. You have two jobs. One is your job, and the other job is you're always marketing yourself and always getting people aware of what's new, what you've done, what you've learned, how you've upskilled, yes, and how you can help them. It is about contributing to other people in your industry. This is my skill set. This is what I can do. So that self-marketing is, it's really self-selling, but people get scared of the word sell. So I call it self-marketing. But basically, you're promoting your services to people, and how you need to look at it, and this is really critical, is that you're contributing to other people. They need what you have. And it's your job to get out of your own way if you're afraid, or I don't want to bother them, or whatever conversation you have in your head. You are contributing. You have things that people need in your industry, and your job is to let them know so they can say, that's great. That's exactly what we need. Could you start on Monday? Yes, like that. Okay, so that's the answer to the question. That's what self-marketing is, and that's the new way to go. You just have to learn it. Period. It's like if you live in a cold climate, you need a heavy winter coat. Um, it's heavy and it's bulky and it's not comfortable, but you're going to freeze if you don't. So this is a new skill that people have to learn.
Awesome. And when I was starting out as a freelancer, I had a hard time marketing myself. And I know there's so many freelancers out there who are starting out and they're making many mistakes when it comes to marketing. So what are those mistakes that you can point out for someone that is starting out?
The first mistake people make is that they're resistant to the whole idea of it. So they're not on board. They don't have, you know, they don't have both feet in it. Yes. So the first thing is you need to sort of shift your thinking. Stop resisting. Okay, this is the new way. Okay, be proud of what you offer. So when I work with clients, we tease out what are the specific things people will pay for. And it's remarkable, regardless of the industry or the age of the person I'm working with, whoever the client is, there's always more than they realize that they have to offer. And as we work together, they go, oh, wait, I can do that too. People would pay for that. I speak a different language and I studied here and I produce results there and I've traveled here. And I know these software programs. I forgot that I can use them and that people will pay me for that. Yes. So you start to get a sense, a grounded sense of this is what you offer. This is who you are. Okay. So I can't say that I'm the greatest career coach in the history of career coaches. That's absurd. Okay. But I can say specifically, I've produced results with people in different areas at different ages, different industries, and I can do the same for others. Yes. So it's, as a friend of mine said, if you've done it, it's not bragging. This is a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. I do
Yeah.
have a doctorate. I do, I have 3 courses on LinkedIn Learning. That's a fact. And I can say that to people, but my issue, no, my focus is who are the people going to pay me for what I can do. Okay, so that's who everyone needs to focus on. And very often, freelancers, one of the mistakes they make is they don't identify their target market. You're not looking for fans. I have 35,000 followers, over 35,000 followers on LinkedIn. Okay.
Good
I'm
job.
not, I'm not going to pat myself on the back. Oh boy, people love me. I'm not interested in love. I'm not interested in friends. I'm interested in money. Okay. Now, I may get love and I may get friends as well, but the focus is this is a business. You're running a business. Yes. So you need to focus on who's going to pay you. Yes. So that your auntie and your mom think that you're a wonderful person and they're so proud of you. They're not paying you. Okay. You need to go to people in your industry on a regular basis and let them know what you're doing now. What's next? Yes. What have you learned? I have a new program I've learned. I know that you're interested in someone who could do that. I can do that for you. So it's having a sense of what the target market is and who would pay you, and constantly pursuing them, not annoying them, but letting them know, hey, this is what I'm doing now. So, for example, on our podcast, once you've posted it, I'm going to promote it to people because it can be of value to them. But I'm going to promote it to people who will pay me. Okay, that my mom, for example, would loves that I did a podcast. She's not going to pay me, so I'll let her know, but that's not my focus.
Yeah, it's only a good feeling that your mom appreciates it, but she's not going to pay you.
No, it's not business. It's not business. You're not looking for fans, you're looking for money.
Yeah. Oh, I think that one is informative. Even if I'm starting out, I need to look for people that are going to pay me, and I need to get out there and market myself and mention this is what I do to people that are likely to hire me. Thank you for that.
Mhm. Exactly. You got it.
Yeah, on to our next question. I've always had this question from new freelancers. I also do training of new freelancers, so I have had this question several times. How can someone without a large portfolio or network start positioning themselves as an expert? Because most people fear, what are we going to show the clients? Like, I
Right.
haven't done any job. How do I position myself?
Yeah, this is it's a bit of a hill to climb because you're not, let's say you've been working for a company and they laid you off for whatever reason, okay? Often having nothing to do with what you did, but they merged with another company. They don't need you anymore. Okay. So, oh my goodness, what do I do? Um, so you change it's a shift in consciousness. You change your thinking. First of all, I am a freelancer. This is what I offer. So now I can go to anyone in my industry and say, this is my menu. These are the things that I offer that I can do for you. So you're going to start to build your brand. So you're going to start to connect with people in your industry on groups on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I have over 90 groups I'm part of on LinkedIn. Yes. And I don't know, about 30 now on Facebook. And they're particular and specific to what I do. I'm not a plumber, so I don't join a plumber's group because they're not going to pay me. I don't belong there. So all my groups involve education and career. Yes. So that's my first step, is to get my name out there and start connecting with groups. As I connect with groups, I'm going to find people in the groups because I now have access to people in the groups, thousands of people, and I'm going to start to connect with them individually. And they're members of other groups. So it's more people, more groups, more people, more groups. That's what I did. I started to build my brand. Um, so so that's the first step. Second step is you need to connect with them in person, wherever you live. Yes. So they have meetings or they have breakfasts or they have dinners. You go. And as part of that group, and you can also find groups in your local area on Google, yes, that involve your specific industry. You're just focused on that industry. Those are the people going to pay you. Yes. And you start to go to the meetings. And then you volunteer. That's the next step. You volunteer in those groups. Yes. And you start to meet the people who would say, oh, we could use you. We'd like to hire you. We have a gig for 3 months, 2 weeks, whatever it happens to be. Yeah. Next step. So it takes time, but you start to build this, and I'm an excellent example of this. Then you start to get known as an expert in a certain area in your industry. Then you can participate in panel discussions. You can be a speaker. You can do podcasts. Yes, so that you're starting to build a name. Next step beyond that is you get proficient enough in your field, you write a book. You're now a published author. Yes, I have 3 books. Yes, um, and you start to develop a name. Celebrity sells. Okay, if they've heard of you, it matters. Yeah, it gives. So what happened for me was I did the 3 courses on LinkedIn Learning, and then someone contacted me to do a TEDx talk So I'm a TEDx speaker. Yes. And then I've been teaching for years. So every time I have a new gig at a new college or university, I post that on social media. So this guy's really happening. He's really hot. We've heard of him. Yes, he has some credibility because major people have worked with him. So it's that kind of idea that you start to build your portfolio. Every time you learn a new program, every time you get a certificate for a new program you've learned, you post that. So people in your industry go, oh, we were looking for someone who knows that program. Would you be available next week to start with us? Yay. I've got that. And once you get that gig, you post that. And people start to pay attention to you because this person is really happening. They're getting more and more work. They're speaking, they're doing podcasts, whatever. And that's how you build a portfolio. Through relationships you've built with people at the groups you're part of and the groups you volunteered with.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I can see it's a chain.
This is not like over, we have a short amount of time. This builds up over time. I didn't build to 35,000 followers on LinkedIn in a
On
day.
one
Yes,
day.
it took a few years,
It's a lot of
but
work.
but
Yeah.
you slowly build. You
Yes.
slowly build, and suddenly you look around and say, "Oh my goodness, look at me!
Look what I've done.
I'm being paid more." Yeah, so you have to be patient. You don't build a business overnight.
Yeah, that's right. They say even Rome was not built one day.
Yes,
And I've seen storytelling mostly used on LinkedIn. I know people use it a lot, but LinkedIn seems like it has embraced it a lot as compared to other platforms. What role does storytelling play in self-marketing? And how can someone create their compelling narrative? Because I guess that's the biggest problem.
it's what's your story. Okay, so if you look, for example, on my about section on LinkedIn, it tells you the story of who I am and what I've done and what I offer you. And you never go wrong, I like to say, when you focus on your target market. Yes. So these are the specific things I offer you in my field that you can use and will pay for. Yes. So what I often do with both clients and students is I write their about section. Actually should be called bio. Yes, about section, so that people who you reach out to in your field, whether it's LinkedIn or any other platform, I use LinkedIn because it works for me, but you have to see, where does your audience live? Is it where do they live on Blue Sky, which is now hopefully slowly replacing X, which used to be called Twitter? Yeah. Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it YouTube? Where does your audience live? Okay. And what would they be interested in about you? So how did you get here? Why did you do this? What's the origin story? Why do you feel you need to do this kind of work? I'm fated to do it. This is why. So I've had a lot of people who work in social services, yes, social workers and so on. Why do you do this? What drives you? Yes, what's important? So for people in social work, for example, there was some origin story when they were children. They were abused, and they decided they're not going to allow anyone else to be abused the way they were, and they became social workers to fix it for other people. It may not be that deep a story, but there's some reason you do what you do. I know for me, for example, part of the reason I'm an educator. And part of the reason I'm a huge proponent of helping females, helping women and girls, okay, is based on my experience with my mother, who was a brilliant woman who spoke 6 languages, but back in the day, she wasn't allowed to have a career. And I will not let that happen for other women. So that drives me. So a lot of my clients are women, and a lot of the people I teach are women. And it's how do I help them? How do I give them that extra push that my mother never had? That's the tribute to my mother. So it's personal. So very often you can find that as I work together with clients, you find, what is it that drives you? And you realize, oh, have to do, I'm a mediator. And what drives me is that I was the middle child of three, and I was always the mediator between the parents and my brother and my sister. And that's like who I am. Yes. My wife is a social worker and a therapist. And she knew from the age of 18 that that's something she wanted to do. And that was rooted in her experience with her family. She learned to listen. So it's that sort of thing that tells your story. Why do you do what you do? And I work with people and they tease it out and they figure it out. And then it's compelling. And again, it's part of the brand. It's something different. Ludia's story is different from someone else who does similar things. Why did you do a podcast? Why do you help people? Why are you a freelancer? What caused this? And what happens is you start inspiring others. You did
Yes.
it, so can I. Wow, that's really impressive what she did. She came from a similar background to me or similar family situation to me, and
Yeah,
look where she's gone. If she can do it, so can I. And
exactly.
that's a real payoff.
Wow. I love the last line. If she did it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And you are an author. Uh, could you please tell us the books that you've written?
Yes, my book is called, my new book, just out about a month. It's called How to Find Work for the Rest of Your Life. It's available on Amazon. The cost is, it's very inexpensive. It's used as a textbook. It's very inexpensive for a textbook. The cost for the paperback is $15 US, and the cost for the ebook is only $10 US. Um, and it's basically a blueprint for how to do all this. Yes, because we're touching on it like a cake tasting. Okay, this is the whole cake. Yeah. And I'm very proud of the book. It's gotten wonderful reviews. People say it's an absolute must if you're a freelancer and looking for work anywhere, any industry. It's quite remarkable. I've worked with people from ages 14 to 84 in all kinds of industries, and it's the same conversation for everyone, regardless of where you are in your career. So I think this will be very helpful for people. And it's listed, so it's how to find work for the rest of your life. And it's listed under my proper name, Charles Michael Austin. Um, but if you put that in, you can find it. And if people can't find it, they're free to email me. It's Chaz, CHAZ at chazaustin.com. And I'll help you find the book. But it's a great deal, and people just loving it who are reading it. Like, this is great. This is really helpful for me as a guide to how I move forward in my career from now on.
Hey, I love the title. How to find work for the rest of your life. That's amazing. It means once I learn that one, I'm not going to struggle looking for work.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's, people are looking for work. But my new model, which is the multiple income streams approach, means you're never out of work. You've always got money coming in. You're never unemployed. And you don't even say you're unemployed, you say you're available. Yes. So you're always available, and there's always money coming in one way or another. So you don't have to sweat it that, the boss looked at me funny and I'm out of a job the next day and I have no money coming in. That's a bad place to be. So this is the hedge against that.
I think we have come to the end of our recording today. I want to appreciate you for taking time off your busy schedule to be here today to share the amazing insights with my friends, my audience. I hope they all enjoyed.
Thank you, Ludio. Thank you. The questions were great. I appreciate them, and I appreciate the opportunity. I hope I have been of service and a contribution to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you. I love the insights, and I'm sure anybody that is going to listen to this episode is going to enjoy it and share it with their friends. Wow. What an incredible conversation with Dr. Jazz Austin. He dropped us so many gems about self-marketing, leadership, and thriving in the gig economy. If you're ready to take control of your freelance career and position yourself as the expert clients can't wait to work with, now is the time to put his advice into action. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Freelancers Mike. And if you want to get in touch, you can find all the information about him on the description. If you want to listen to all other episodes of the Freelancers Mike, go to our website writerspire.com/podcasts, or you can go to other podcast streaming platforms and search for the Freelancers Mike. Thank you. Talk to you soon.